Now we're tracking tropical storm Freddy. It's feared that Freddy's landfall in Mozambique overnight might release flooding that could put more than 1.5 million people at risk. The main area at risk are the central areas, the cities of Beira in central Mozambique, for example, with some flooding expected in Maputo and other parts of southern Mozambique. South Africans will likely feel the effects of Freddy from Saturday. Flooding in several provinces has resulted in a national state of disaster, and parts of Limpopo, Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal could see even more rain, perhaps plenty more rain. Well, for more, we're now joined by UNICEF spokesperson in Mozambique, Guy Taylor. He's in Vilanculos. Mr. Taylor, thank you for being with us. So you are where Cyclone Freddy could land or will land. Is something in the air? Just tell me what you're expecting as well.
Hi, Francis. It's still fairly quiet at the moment. The wind is low, but it is starting to pick up. People are making preparations all around us as we speak, battening down their windows and doors to ensure their safety. We expect, as you said, the tropical storm to make landfall during the night and probably pick up in the morning and across the course of tomorrow as it moves inland.
So Cyclone Freddy has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but still the effects could be significant.
That's right. Yeah, we're still expecting very heavy winds and also critically heavy rainfall. So we're obviously very concerned about the devastation that the winds will bring. But we're perhaps even more concerned about the impacts of the flooding. As you may know, Mozambique has been experiencing serious flooding over the past few weeks, and every river and every reservoir in the south and central regions of the country are now completely full. So with the very heavy rains that Freddy is expected to bring, that's going to cause inevitably some heavy flooding. And that puts people at risk of both short-term impacts, but also things like an exacerbation of the cholera outbreak that the country is facing, and over the longer-term disruption to critical services like health, education, malnutrition treatment services, all the things that we're working on here in the country.
Just explain more, because South Africa has also seen incredible flooding. So the earth is saturated, the rivers are already overflowing. So what are you talking about in terms of flooding? Sort of rivers, water running down the streets, rivers overflowing, affecting people nearby, or actually houses being washed away? What are you expecting?
Yeah, I think all of the above. I mean, even in Maputo, which has comparatively stronger infrastructure than other parts of the country, there has been damage and roads flooded and things like that. So with the very heavy rains over the south and central regions, often affecting people who are already extremely vulnerable, it's likely that it will cause physical damage to infrastructure, but also, like I said, it can exacerbate the spread of waterborne diseases like cholera and cut people off from accessing, for example, maternal newborn child health care, treatment for things like severe acute malnutrition. So the short-term impacts will likely be very serious, but the long-term impacts are also extremely concerning.
Yeah. Do you get a sense that the country is prepared at all? So your organization, other organizations must be on high alert. Are emergency officials out and about? Are warnings being issued?
Yeah, absolutely. The government is stepping up and responding in a very concerted manner to the disaster, and UNICEF is working closely at national level and with local authorities to ensure a coordinated response, both with the government, with our United Nations and civil society partners. So there's definitely a strong recognition that it's coming and the impact's going to be big. But of course, Mozambique is a low-income country. People are very vulnerable, and in many places, infrastructure is lacking. So it's inevitable that the impact will be severe.
Well, let's end with this. UNICEF, you are saying that this could compound a humanitarian situation where 2 million people are already in need of assistance. We are well aware of the terror situation in the north. South Africa has been involved, but tell us more about the overall situation in Mozambique.
So I think one of the biggest challenges, as I said, the country is facing at the moment is this cholera outbreak, which we've seen slowly expanding in recent weeks. And again, this really comes at the worst time for the country to have flooding in a storm like this, because it will, as I said, inevitably exacerbate that situation and make it worse, leading to further spread, deaths and disease from cholera. Also, like I said, access to many basic services is very lacking in Mozambique. And so this will make that situation worse as well.
All right, thank you very much from UNICEF spokesperson in Mozambique, Guy Taylor. And yeah, hopefully it's not as bad as expected. We are thinking of the people of Mozambique. And remember that we don't know the effects of this tropical storm in South Africa, but there could be heavy rains in the northeastern parts of the country. So Limpopo, Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal bracing for possible further floods. We'll watch that very closely for you as we head into the weekend.